Alright, so now you're going to learn how to use the trace register. How to use the trace register is very simple, but you need to pay attention to this. Let's assume I have a microcontroller here, and then I want to connect an LED to this point, and I want to connect a switch. Let's just assume, I don't know what I'm doing, but just assume this is what is there. Let's say, let's assume this is LED switch. LED and switch. Now, and let's assume that I connected this LED to pin, this is very important, pin B2. Pin B2. And I connected this one to pin B5. All right. So what this means is very simple. LED is at pin B2. Switch is at pin B5. And I already told you that a switch is an input hardware, while an LED is an output hardware. Now, what do we write? How do we configure this microcontroller now? What do we write to the trace? We're dealing with, since we have B2 and B5 here, this means that we're talking about port B. You know, this is the pin 2 of port B, and this is pin 5 of port B. So because we have B, it means that we're dealing with port B. So it means that, and to configure port B, to configure the port B pins, we have to use the trace B, right? Port B, trace B. If you're configuring port A, you use trace A. If you're configuring port C, you use trace C. So now what do the bottom line is, what do we write to the trace B register to configure these microcontrollers as well, configure these pins as output and input? And it's very simple. First of all, you say trace. So wait, there's one more thing I need to tell you before we go ahead, and that is when you want to configure outputs, when you want to configure a pin as output, you write 0 to it. And when you want to configure a pin as input, you write 1 to it. It's very simple. Output 0, input 1. If you take note of it, the I in this input looks like the 1 you're writing to the trace bit, and the O in this output looks like the 0 you're writing. So it's very difficult to forget it. All right. So now, if we want to configure this pin B2 as an output, we're going to write trace B dot B2 equal to 0. That will configure that pin as an output. The same thing we want to do for a trace B5. Say trace B5 equals to what? 1 now, because we're dealing with input switch. And that's it. Now the microcontroller knows that you want to connect a switch to this pin, and you want to connect an LED to this pin, so everything will work well. So this is about using the trace register to configure what you're doing. This is just one way of presenting the data to the trace. The second way of presenting data, one of the other ways rather of presenting data to the trace register, is what I want to show you next. Now, this microcontroller we're using is an 8-bit microcontroller. What that means is all its registers are 8 bits wide. 8 bits, that means they have 8 different bits making up the register. So for example, the trace register, the trace B register has 8 bits. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Right? And the port B pins They are also 8 in number. You have the B7, B6, B5, B like that, like B4, B3, B2, B1, and B0. So now I'm interested in these two, bit 2 and bit 5. Bit 2 I'm putting 0 there, and in bit 5 I'm putting 1. Every other one that I'm not using, you can write anything you like to them. They can be 1, they can be 0, they can be anything you like. But I prefer to just sorry, there's a mistake here. Since I want to use this bit 2 as input, I'll put since I want to use bit 2 as output, I'll put 0 here and put 1 and bit 5 since I'm using it as an input to the trees B register. You see it corresponds like that. I can put anything I like in all these other empty slots. It won't matter. My application will still work the way I want it to work. So let's just put 0 in all of them. All right. So this is the full 8 bits right now. So you don't have to actually write B2 or B5 one by one. You can decide to just say, okay, let trees B be equal to 0B 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 0. End of command. This is B. This is B, but all these explanations you will get them later in the course. They're this is just in case you don't understand this one, as time goes on with more videos you'll get it. But this is the one I really wanted to understand for now, because this is the one that you saw in your code. Alright, so that is how to use the trace registers to configure the pins or the ports or whatever you want to write.